Are you an empath or highly sensitive person and you've got divorced from an energy vampire? This is great because it means you are free to create an incredible life, free from all the negativity that this energy vampire created in your life, in the marriage. So your divorce is your opportunity to get free from this toxic relationship dynamic forever. And the last thing I wanted for me when this happened to me, and the last thing I want for you, is to ever get caught in the narcissist web ever again. So today you're going to listen to me explain about how I developed an excellent understanding and 100% awareness of why I became the narcissist victim and got ensnared in this web. And it's a web of dysfunction, and it's something that once you become really aware of, a really deep awareness of, it won't happen to you again. So if you would like to develop a greater awareness about how narcissists and empaths create this dysfunctional relationship dynamic together, then I do encourage you to check out part 1 of this little mini video series, and I'll leave a link in the comments for you to check that out. Hello, if we haven't met before, my name's Sarah and I'm a thriver after decades long or even lifelong narcissistic abuse, and I'm now a clinical hypnotherapist, and I help women get empowered after toxic divorces and get their lives back on track better than it was ever before. So if you identify as an empath, then you will know that you are very sensitive to other people's energy and also your surroundings. And maybe you've always known this, or maybe you're beginning to realise this for the first time. Let me know in the comments. So if this description fits you, then you will know you have a very soft, understanding and compassionate, nurturing side to your nature. And sadly, this makes you an ideal target for the most covert of narcissists. And the reason? Because you didn't see the red flags that maybe other people saw. But it's okay, it's not your fault. And when you watch this video, when you hear this podcast, you're going to know exactly why that was the case. So as you are discovering to understand the reasons why you attracted a narcissist, you may have heard online or in online spaces that a lot of people say, well, you need to be able to spot the red flags. And maybe other people did spot the red flags and you just didn't, or you chose to ignore them. And I'm just going to I think it's a little bit unfair, because people who are not as highly sensitive as you will be calling them red flags. Because they're kind of drawing similarities with themselves, and it's like comparing apples and oranges. They are not you. And I prefer to call these indicators. They're more like blind spots for you. And that's a little bit more accurate, because there was something about this person that you didn't see the danger signs, you didn't see those red flags, or the things that people call red flags. And it's okay, it's not your fault. So you're going to understand a little bit about why that was the case. Listen to the rest of this video. You see, the normal human condition is to be empathic. It's how we connect at a really meaningful, deep level with another human being. So it's part of our nature. However, empaths who have succumbed to the narcissists have learned to become highly attuned to their surroundings and to people in those surroundings. And it began in childhood for us. More often than not, we learn to attune to our surroundings in response to having unpredictable and unsafe caregivers. And I want to know, does this resonate with you? So just going back to childhood a little bit, and understanding of children in difficult family surroundings. So children must seek safety in their relationships, in their primary relationships, and they will adapt and find ways to stay safe. It's a survival program. So tuning into their surroundings gives them the best chance of staying safe. And in effect, high levels of empathy have become a survival mechanism. In addition to this, highly empathic people may also have developed a need to please people to stay safe, to be good girls. So this combination of high levels of attunement and people pleasing make us a perfect target for the energy vampires. A double whammy. So if you feel that this applies to you, then you're in the right place to become educated and to increase your awareness about what is going on for you. Getting back to the blind spots in relationships. They're blind spots because they are something that other people may see and that we miss. And the reason is that these behaviours are something that we are totally familiar with. It doesn't register on our radar at all. And for us, it's normal behaviour. And we just don't see it. It doesn't flag up as being a red flag because it's just a normal behaviour that we have become accustomed to, probably in our childhood. We just don't see it. Or if we do, we kind of gloss over it, we kind of ignore it. And yes, it does go back to our childhoods where we were powerless to change anything and had to make the best of what was available to us at the time. So as a child, we were trying to get love and attention from people who were not available to offer unconditional love and validation to us. In other words, we were looking for love in all the wrong places. And it's tough to realise that. However, we're now grown women and we're not powerless children anymore. We can exercise our free will and we can seek relationships and interactions that are authentic, that are meaningful, that are kind and loving. And we have to recognise that we have a vulnerability here. So it's seeing the good in toxic people and often making excuses for their appalling behaviour. It's how we became wired in our brain, and it's why we learned to tolerate toxic behaviour in the past. And this was me. And after my split and of decades of living with a highly toxic person or an antisocial personality disorder person, doesn't really matter what the diagnosis is, I had to educate myself on what healthy relationships were all about. And I had no clue. And the reason was because I was raised by a narcissistic mother. That's another story for another time. But I had to get a radical, deep understanding of what was going on so that I could create some transformation in my life, because I didn't want to repeat that relationship dynamic ever again. Does this ring any bells for you? If so, why not comment below? You know, I'd love to get some feedback about the content on my channel. So if you like or interested in hearing about this kind of transformation, then maybe you could subscribe to the channel. It'd be great to see you in the community. So understanding the toxic cycle of connecting with an energy vampire, you'll notice that the victim is at the centre of the energy vampire's survival and safety network, because you are or became the source of their supply. I'm just going to pause there because that's a moment that you need to recognise, because you were their source of supply. That's powerful. And although we felt victimised at the time and we felt broken down by this relationship, we were propping up this relationship. We were acting as source of supply to the narcissist. And that is a powerful thing to understand. So, in becoming empowered as an empath, you can now start to turn the tables on toxicity showing up in your life again. And you can become the source of your supply, and you can step out of that toxic bubble and that toxic relationship dynamic. And you can learn how to open your connection to creation, life and the universe. And that is how you become empowered. You have a lot of gifts as a highly sensitive person, as a person who knows how to attune to their surroundings. You can turn that power to your own benefit. So understanding those blind spots is really important, because they prevented you from connecting to your own source of your supply. So what I'd like you to do now is imagine living life as an empowered empath. So your sensitivities and your ability to highly attune are helping you achieve the life of your dreams. And instead of sabotaging your happiness and giving your life force to energy vampires, you can become that source of supply for yourself. And you can clean up those blind spots. And it's incredible to come back to the person who you were meant to be all along, before that early programming shaped you. So that's exactly what I help my clients achieve in their lives. And it's a wonderful journey. I know it's been tough. We've gone through some really tough times. But to understand your own personal power is an incredible thing. And I just want to leave that with you. I want you to feel hopeful that you can get your life back on track, and that your empathy and your ability to attune to circumstances is just the tip of the iceberg, because when you can clean up those old programs, you can become completely empowered. And it's an amazing, amazing feeling. If you find this content worthwhile and it resonates, why not come and join my community? Click like and subscribe so you don't miss any new uploads. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.